Hey, this is Todd. Welcome to the Lyceum Weekly Update number 22 for the week of May 12th, 2014. And starting off with an announcement, the Lyceum is supporting another gig. This time it is Uberfest. It's going to be held at the Lyceum Hotel. It's not until August, but they're still putting together the band list. And if you're a band and you're interested to try and get on the lineup, then you can contact them at burgess_ventures@bigpond.com. And we'll have more details of all that as more of it comes out. There are heaps of launches happening all this week, so to kick it off, on Monday, so tonight, there's going to be a jazz bluegrass album launch. It's going to be $25 at the Newtown Social Club in Newtown with the Perch Creek Family Jug Band. Which, as well as the album launch for that band, is also the venue launch as a music venue for the Newtown Social Club. So tonight will be the first night that you can head down to the Newtown Social Club, see what it's all about, see what the sound's like, what the band's like. And from what I understand, the Newtown Social Club hopes to have a gig basically every night of the week from here on, which is pretty cool. Then on Wednesday the 14th, a Jazz World album launch that is $36 at Venue 505 in Surrey Hills with Joseph Tawadros. And then Friday the 16th, a pop, R&B, soul and jazz EP launch that's $28 at Foundry 616 in Ultimo with Joe Elms. As well as a rock single launch for $15 at the Newtown Social Club in Newtown with Gang of Youths. You damn kids! Then a folk pop album launch for $20 at the News Agency in Marrickville, and that is with Sam Brittain, or Brittain, depending on how his last name is pronounced. And an alternative punk rock album launch that's happening at the Palace Hotel in Haymarket, also known as The Square, and that's with Ivy Street. And lastly on Friday, a metal rock EP launch that's happening at Valve Bar in Sydney with Yanomamo. Their name has a whole heap of accented things, so it's probably pronounced in a completely different way, but Yanomamo. Then on Saturday, a folk EP launch that's happening at Easy Tiger in Paddington for $10, and that's with Ivy. Not to be confused with the punk rock band Ivy Street, it's a folk girl named Ivy. And a blues rock root single launch for $15 at the Lyceum Hotel in Lyceum with Claude Hay and the Gentle Enemies. Then the Newtown Social Club is having another launch. This time it's a rock single launch at the Newtown Social Club in Newtown with Dallas Crane. And lastly for Saturday, a blues album launch that's happening at the Petersham Bowling Club in Petersham for $20 with Leroy's Layabouts. And then on Sunday the 18th, just one rock single launch from a horror rock kind of band at Frankie's Pizza by the Slice in Sydney with Graveyard Rockstars. Now starting with special gigs, this first one is going across 3 days, starting on Friday. It's free. It's the Autumn Blues Winter Festival happening at the Fitzroy Hotel out in Windsor. So across the 3 days there'll be 22 bands playing with a few headliners, all at the one place and all free. Friday the 16th, Saturday the 17th and Sunday the 18th. Then also on Friday the 16th, there is a free electronica hip-hop launch for a clothing winter line, and that's from Lonely Kids Club, a clothing label, happening at the Oxford Art Factory in Sydney in the Gallery Bar. On Saturday, as well as day 2 of the Autumn Blues Winter Festival happening at Fitzroy Hotel out in Windsor, there is a World and Groove fundraiser for Guinea in West Africa. It's $25 at the Jam Gallery, Bondi. And from 4 PM there's going to be Loud, Proud and Pissed Off, a whole bunch of punk, rock and metal hardcore acts happening at the Valve Bar in Sydney. And then on Sunday, just one gig, which is the final day, day 3 of the Autumn Winter Festival happening at Fitzroy Hotel in Windsor. And now on to some news. The Commit to Community Radio has come back. It happened the first time at the last federal budget from Labor. In that federal budget there was a shortfall of, I believe it was a bit over $2 million, which would have helped community stations in rural areas to keep up and also help a lot of the community radio stations to go into digital stations and be able to maintain them and keep them running for people. As a result of that Commit to Community Radio, the Labor Party had a backpedal and they added in the extra funding so that community radio stations could keep on keeping on. And now it's coming back again with the Liberal Party's federal budget on the horizon. There is a renewed fear that community radio stations will all lose their funding the same way that happened before, but possibly more drastically, because the audit commission that was put in place to work out what things can be cut to pull in the budget said that community radio can have their funding slashed, which obviously will cause all those problems that Commit to Community Radio started up for in the first place. So now they've come back, and as of this recording, I've recorded this on Friday, the numbers are close to 50,000 people who have supported the Commit to Community Radio. It's not just a petition, it also sends an email on your behalf with your name to the Treasurer Joe Hockey as well as a couple other ministers. So if you want to show your support, because I'm sure that even if the budget has come out and that shortfall is in there, you can still go onto the Commit to Community Radio website and sign it. And that website is committocommunityradio, all one word, .org.au. And lastly, for the news this week, there is a scholarship up for grabs that will offer $50,000 to one lucky band. It's being put on by Pacific International Music, as well as being supported and the services offered from J Music and Soguru Media. Some of the things that the winning band will get include the recording of an album, having album work, a photo shoot, music video clip, 500 copies of the CD, a website, electronic press kit, some help with a business plan and career building, as well as some social media training and more. The application is open to any independent Australian band 16 years and over. That's the age of the members, not the age of the band itself. And in the application, you need to include your name, genre, links to your music, including quick ideas of your achievements as a band and what your plans are for the future. A scholarship like this is actually really handy for a band that is looking to do an international push or who has already gained a bit of an audience overseas but needs the money to go for a tour. For example, the Preachers won a songwriting contest and got themselves $50,000, and that helped them tour through America and perform on all the big festivals that are happening over there. And most recently, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard won their own $50,000 from a contest and are using that to plan their own US tour. So you can just go to pacificinternationalmusic.com and you can get to the scholarship through there. But if you want direct links to the scholarship and to the application form, just click on the news link in the description box below and it can take you straight to it. And lastly, band of the week this week goes to Woodland. They're quite ambient, quite chilled out, very sort of post-rock ideas. But the best way to work out what they sound like, listen to it yourself. There'll be a small clip played at the end of this video. So if you like them, just go and check out their website. It's all linked right down there in the description box. And if you want to check them out live, they're playing on Saturday the 17th at Brighton Up Bar in Darlinghurst. That is it for me, as well as all of the launches that are happening this week. You can check out the gig guide for every other kind of gig that's happening in the city. If you want to hear a track from each band that are having a launch this week, just check out our playlist on the website or on mixcloud.com/the Lyceum. And you can hear what the bands sound like, give them a bit of support if you like them. I'll be back next Monday with a roundup of the upcoming launches and the last week of news. Until then, be good.